Hello, my dear students. Good morning to all. Welcome to Maths online class. So, we were discussing with the chapter Understanding Elementary Shapes, and so far we discussed up to the topic triangles and types of triangles. So, what is our next topic? Today we are discussing on the topic quadrilateral. So, what is quadrilaterals? Yes, it's a polygon. So, what is a polygon? A polygon is a closed figure. I'm not much discussing about polygons because in this chapter itself we'll be discussing about polygons. So, there I'll be explaining you about polygons. So, coming about quadrilaterals, quadrilateral is a four-shaped, four-sided polygon. A polygon with four sides generally we call quadrilateral. Say a four-sided polygon is called a quadrilateral. So, can you say one example for a quadrilateral? Yes, the first figure coming to our mind is rectangle or square. So, a figure with four sides and four angles are known as quadrilaterals. So, I said in the previous class we discussed about triangle, isn't it? It's a three-sided polygon. So, when we are discussing about polygons, I'll be explaining more about polygons. Now, coming about quadrilateral, we can see some types of quadrilaterals. Other than square and rectangle, what are the other types of quadrilaterals we can discuss today? So the first one, rectangle. From the smaller classes onwards, you are studying about rectangle. So what is a rectangle? In rectangle we have one side length and the other side width or breadth. So what are the features of a rectangle? In a rectangle, opposite sides will be equal and all angles will be 90 degree. So what are the features of a rectangle? Opposite means here if it is length, here also it will be length. That means these two sides will be equal, and here breadth, then this side is also breadth. So in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal and we can say all the angles are 90 degree. A quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal and all angles are equal. So what are all angles equal means? Here all angles will be 90 degree. Such a quadrilateral is known as rectangle. Now second type, square. Tell me what are the features of a square? Yes, a square is a four-sided figure in which all the four sides are equal. All the sides will be equal in a square. So what about the angles? Yes, all the angles will also be equal. So in a quadrilateral in which all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal, then that figure is known as square. A quadrilateral in which all sides and all angles are equal, that is a square. Now the third type, parallelogram. What is parallelogram? In the name itself, the word parallel is there, isn't it? So what is a parallelogram? This is a figure of a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, here we have A, B, C, D, right? In this parallelogram, AB and CD will be parallel. Similarly, AD and BC will be parallel. That means in a quadrilateral, opposite sides are parallel, then that is known as parallelogram. That AB is parallel to CD, also AD is parallel to BC. So a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are parallel and equal. Also opposite angles are also equal. So what are the features of a parallelogram? Opposite sides will be parallel and equal, and also opposite angles are equal. So these are the features of a parallelogram. Next type is rhombus. What is rhombus? How can we say the features of a rhombus? So this is a figure of a rhombus. So what we can see about a rhombus? a rhombus, we can say it will be having all the features of a parallelogram, and also we can say all the sides will be equal. A quadrilateral in which all sides are equal. Also it have all the features of a parallelogram also. So in a rhombus, all the sides are equal and we can say they are parallel also. Next, trapezium. So what are the other types we discussed now? Square, rectangle, parallelogram, rhombus, and the last one, trapezium. So what is a trapezium? This is a figure of a trapezium. So when we say a quadrilateral is trapezium, in trapezium only one factor or one feature we can say, that means one pair of opposite sides will be parallel. They are not saying that they will be equal, but only one feature they have, one pair of opposite sides will be parallel. Here which are the parallel sides? AB and DC, CD. AB and CD are the parallel sides, but they doesn't mean that they are equal. Only one condition in trapezium we have. What is that? One pair of opposite sides will be parallel. A quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then that quadrilateral is known as trapezium. So we discussed parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square, and also we discussed trapezium. So what is parallelogram? Parallelogram means opposite sides will be parallel and equal, and also opposite angles are equal. Rectangle, in which opposite sides are equal and all angles are 90 degree. Rhombus, a quadrilateral in which all sides are equal, and a square, a quadrilateral in which all sides are equal and all angles are also equal. What will be in a square? All the angles will be what? 90 degree. But in rhombus, all the angles, they are not saying it will be 90 degree. Okay, so that is the difference. So we can solve some problems now. A square can be thought of as a special rectangle. Can we say a square as a special rectangle? So when you get such a question, first think of the properties of a square, then think of the properties of a rectangle. What is a square? You know, a square is a quadrilateral with all sides equal and all angles 90 degree. So what is a rectangle? Opposite sides should be equal and then what? All angles should be 90 degree. So in a square, you know, all angles are 90 degree. So that property is okay. Now what? Opposite sides should be equal. You know, in a square, all sides are equal. So you can say a square has all the properties of a rectangle, so it can be said as a special rectangle. So we can say square is a rectangle itself because square is having all the properties of a rectangle. Next, a square can be thought of a special rhombus. So again, think of the properties of a square and a rhombus. Again, square means a quadrilateral with all sides and all angles are equal. Here all in a square, all angles will be what? 90 degree. And rhombus means what? A quadrilateral with all sides equal and all angles equal. In rhombus, they are only saying that all angles should be equal. But we know in a square already all angles are equal and all sides are equal. So we can say a square can be thought of rhombus. But a rhombus cannot be said as a square because only when that rhombus is having all the angles 90 degree. In a square, we know all the angles are 90 degree. But in a rhombus, it's not compulsory that all the angles should be 90 degree. So a square can be a special rhombus. Okay. Next question. So what is the answer? Square has all the properties of a rhombus. So it is a special rhombus. So we can say, we can consider square as a special rhombus. A figure is said to be regular if its sides are equal in length and angles are equal in measure. So when we say a figure is regular, when its sides are equal and angles are equal, all the sides and all the angles are equal, then we can say that that figure is a regular figure. Can you identify the regular quadrilateral? So my question is, which in the type you discussed some types of quadrilateral, isn't it? In that, which is the regular quadrilateral? So when you are getting a regular word, at that time in your mind there should be what is regular, the definition of regular. Regular means what? A figure is said to be regular if sides are equal in length and angles are equal in measure. That means all the sides and all the angles are equal. So which quadrilateral is having that property? All the sides and all the angles are equal. Yes, very good. A square. The square is the only quadrilateral with equal sides and equal angles, because rhombus is having all the sides equal but all the angles are equal, but we cannot say we cannot say rhombus is a regular figure. In the case of quadrilateral, we say which one? Square. Clear? So square is a regular quadrilateral. So let me ask you a question. Which is the regular triangle? That means which triangle? You studied types of triangle, isn't it? Which is the regular triangle? Regular means what? All sides and all angles are equal. So when three sides and three angles are equal, what we call the triangle? Can you recall it? Anyone? Yes, very good. Equilateral triangle. So which is a regular triangle? Equilateral triangle. So understood the concept of regular? Regular means when all sides and all angles are equal. So winding up today's class, today we discussed about what are quadrilaterals and types of quadrilaterals. What are the quadrilaterals? Rectangle, square, parallelogram, rhombus and trapezium. Now you can do an activity at your home. You have set squares in your home, isn't it? In your geometrical box. So page number 105, you have one activity there. You can try it at home. That means using the set squares, you can make rectangle, square, parallelogram and rhombus. Try to make it and identify the features. That means you know the properties of what are the features of that set squares, isn't it? So using that set squares, try to make the rectangle, square, parallelogram and rhombus, and whatever features I explained to you here, can you find out using that? So try to do that, okay? So that's all about quadrilaterals and types of quadrilaterals. Copy down the notes given and attend the test paper we given. We'll meet with the next concept of this chapter. Thank you, children.